even pay once. I think I paid her twice for that, and I wore that brown. She had this beautiful video. I can't remember the song now, but just it was just the flamboyance of her dressing. Ladies, do not be afraid of crop tops. People are so scared of crop tops. Like, oh, my tummy is going to show. Don't be scared of it. Don't be afraid of man as well. Don't be shy, ladies, to take shirts off your man and style them. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Inspired Abby here. Good to have you back on the channel. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for stopping by, and welcome to all the new subscribers. If you are new here, welcome. We are at over 1,000 subscribers, guys. I am so excited. I'm so happy for this milestone that we've been able to reach. Now I need to get my watch hours up for the YouTube monetization. So please do watch the videos, please do share my videos with other people so that they can watch as well and my watch hours can go up. Let me know, leave comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the videos. What type of videos would you like to see more of? Welcome. Today I'm going to be clearing my wardrobe a little bit. I mean, part of my wardrobe a little bit, and just creating space. I'm trying to declutter. And while I do that, I'm just going to talk and gist, continue my story that I started in the last video. In the last video, I shared my story about how I started getting interested in fashion and beauty, and the people that left an indelible mark in my mind when it comes to fashion, the women that really shaped that for me, and how I started getting interested in, looking at how I look, how I dress, and all of that. So I'm going to kind of continue that story. Thank you to all the people who said they liked how I told the story, to all the people who said, oh, wow, you're such a great storyteller. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all the love on that video. So I'm going to continue with that story, but at the same time, I'm going to be clearing out my wardrobe and maybe talking about what I'm keeping, not keeping, while still talking about that story about how I got interested in fashion and my journey into finding myself, finding my style, finding my taste, being able to go do my own shopping myself as a teenager to find what I was going to wear. So I'm going to continue talking about that. So please stay with me and let's have some fun. Everywhere I go, beauty finds its way in the little things of every day. That I was talking about. So I stopped the story at the point where I talked about when I was going into the university and how I got my mom's old work clothes. My mom was a school teacher and she became a principal by that time. So I took her old work clothes, like, those blouses, those flowery printed blouses and the skirts, normal teacher's clothes. And I just went for the ones that the colors were a bit more subtle. The flowers were not a bit too much for a young girl going into uni. And I just chose those ones, like the grays, the blues, light blues, those type of colors. And like I said, I took them to the tailor. We had a tailor who was a tenant also in the house, so that I worked with closely. We became quite close because I'll always be taking alterations to her, things for her to alter. So we had a good relationship, and yeah, that's how I started to alter the clothes so that I could wear them in the university. So yeah, I didn't have the luxury of going to shop for clothes and all of that to go to university. Also, one thing I did was I loved to work with Ankara, even back then when it wasn't like popular like now where everyone is working with Ankara fabric. I loved to work with Ankara fabric a lot, and I'll just make it into like a modern style. There was a time we were going to attend a dinner and I didn't have anything to wear in uni, and I took an Ankara fabric and I made a short dress, sleeveless dress out of it. So I would just go to the tailor with an idea, I will sketch it. I'm not very good at sketching, but I can still sketch something good enough for the tailor to work with. If I find any pictures, I'll just show them this is how I want it to look. And yeah, and they'll make it for me. And like I said, one thing I regret is not being able to make clothes, not knowing how to like cut and sew clothes. So I wasn't able to learn that. That's something I kind of regret a little bit. So yeah, I would keep talking about that, but I'm going to start with the things in my wardrobe at the moment. So taking out a hip first, and then we'll work from there. So going into uni, so I just worked with what I had. Another restriction we had growing up was my mom didn't want us to wear trousers. So she did not want us to wear trousers. At that time, because of faith and religion and all that. So we were not allowed to wear trousers at home. It was only skirts. But in uni, I would wear trousers sometimes, especially because I belonged to a drama group in fellowship, and sometimes when we're doing rehearsals, dance and all of that, you need to move, and you need to you could fall and expose yourself, so trousers are much more suitable. Sometimes we did like dance, really complicated dance steps. So one thing I did was I took one of my dad's jeans old jeans and I altered it. So that was my go-to trousers for those rehearsals at the time. I think that was the only pair of trousers I had that I remember while in uni. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I bought another pair of jeans later on. But this was kind of how I worked things out. And then after a while, there was a regulation in the law faculty because I studied law for us to wear white and black. So that kind of worked in my favor a little bit because now everyone is on level ground. So it doesn't matter whether you have a wardrobe full of clothes, you still need to wear your black and white. So um, what I did was there was this Igbo guy that had a fabric shop in Abeokuta, close to, at that time we had moved to Abeokuta, close to our kind of close to our place, and I'll go there and pick some fabric that I liked, and I'll take it to that tailor, tell her what to make out of it. And the guy had like great variety of really good fabric, different textures, different styles. And even for all the other clothes like church clothes and clothes to wear to other places, I'll pick fabric from there. Sometimes if I don't have a lot of money, I could just pick 1 yard of something today. Another time I'll come back, pick another yard of another thing and kind of mix and match. I spent a lot of time in that shop, guys. I spent so much time in that Igbo guy's shop. Sometimes I'll just go sit there and just check out whatever new fabric he's got. I was just fascinated by the world of, creating clothes and fabric and all of that, dressing up. It was just something I really wanted to explore. Sometimes I'll just sit there and I just explore. I just look at what else he's got, any new thing he's got. I'll just look at that. So I would do all of that, and that was how I started getting like really interested in fashion and style and all of that. And another thing, even though we lived in a conservative home, and my mom had some beliefs. So at a point we couldn't wear trousers, we couldn't braid our hair with attachments, so we had kind of restrictions. But I still knew that at the back of my mind, those things didn't matter. So at that time, on TV they would play like musical videos, and sometimes when I watch music videos of like gospel singers, Mary Mary was one for me. I would whenever they started playing the video, on AIT at that time, I would just sit in front of the TV and just watch their beautiful, colorful clothes and all that. Thinking back at it now, those are actually casual clothes. So if you watch Mary Mary's thankful video, Lord, I'm thankful for my blessings, everything that you make. That video, those clothes they wear were looking back at it now, they're actually casual clothes. But at that time, it was so fascinating to me. I was like, I want to be able to serve God and still be able to dress that beautifully. That's what I want to be like. And then closer to home, Kenny St. Brown, if anybody remembers Kenny St. Brown, she had this beautiful video. I can't remember the song now, but it was just the flamboyance of her dressing and the fact that she's still singing gospel. So you don't have to look like your morning just because you're singing gospel. And at that time I used to sing as well. So it was just like, this is what I want. This is what I want for myself. People like there's this group that sang this song about Nigeria. Lara George was part of that group. Kush, yeah, they're dressing as well. I'll look at it and I'll be like, so for me, those things were things I looked at and looked forward to and just said, wow, this is what I want for myself. This is what I want to be this fashionable person and all of that. But the reality at that time was quite different to that. So it was just something that I was saying, okay, when I get to that point, this is what I'm going to do. So I continued life in the university. The thing I always learned to do was to keep whatever I had neat and tidy. So I didn't have a lot of clothes, but if you came to my room, I had the little hanging kind of, it wasn't a wardrobe, but it was something to hang my clothes on. Everything was neatly arranged and covered with like a dust cloth to make sure that dust didn't go on it. I'll just make sure they're washed, they are clean, arranged nicely and properly. That's one thing that there was no um there was no argument about that. Things had to be like properly arranged and cleaned with my clothes, even though I didn't have a lot. And then so how did I start to get more clothes? Sometimes, just friends sometimes would say, oh, do you like this? And they would gift it to me. There were a few like that. Get me um give me a few. There was a dinner we're going to go to, and she was like, do you have, almost like she knew what was going on in my mind. She said, do you have something to wear? I was like, no. And she gave me this beautiful dress. Bisola, another friend, gave me a few clothes. Bisola gave me this I think it was a a dress dress yeah, I think it was like a pink dress that she gave me, like a blazer dress that she gave me, and I just loved it so much. And yeah, that's how I kind of continued on that journey. But one thing, I didn't have my eyes on other people's property. I had contentment. Like I said, I wasn't poor. I wasn't brought up poor. It's just that in my home, the priority is not on your looks. The priority is on your education, other things like your behavior, your character, the things, value you give to people around you, church, serving in church and all of those things. So I was brought up quite conservative. I have another very interesting story. So, in my first year of university, I struggled with my hair. My hair started to break and all of that. And especially because we were not allowed to braid our hair. So my hair was always being relaxed with relaxers and all of that. And I've got quite a soft textured hair that needs to be taken care of in certain ways. So I struggled with my hair basically. So there was this like a big sister in uni. She was a friend's older sister, and she could style hair, give people cut. She could cut people's hair into styles and all that. So she said, "You know what? I can help you cut your hair into a really nice style, and you will like it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, let's do that." So the style at that time, we used to call it Anita Baker. Okay, that shows how old I am. We used to call it Anita Baker. If you look for pictures of Anita Baker, it's basically what people call Chioma hair right now. If you know the wig that Chioma wore for her wedding, it's that style, that cut where it's short at the back and then it's a short curl hair, curly hair. There's the short, I don't know if it's a short bob. Yes, I'll insert a picture. So that haircut, she could do it. And so she said, "Oh, I could do that haircut for you." So she cut my hair into those layers and then she curled it, and it was really nice. I think I took a few pictures, but they might be missing now. Because at that time we didn't have mobile phones, so pictures on were physical pictures. So I may not have a copy of that picture anymore. So I she cut that hair, she did that hairstyle for me. And as you know, if you don't know how to maintain it, the curls, after a while, once the curls go, your hair just becomes flat. So at a point, the curls had started to go. I had not gone back to her to say, "Oh, can you help me just curl it back or anything?" So I just combed it. And so the hair was short at the back and a bit longer at the front where the curls would normally be, but I just combed it because there were no curls in it anymore. So I went home for the weekend. And then my mom saw my hair and she was like, "What sort of hairstyle is this?" And I couldn't get any word in. She was like, "What sort of hairstyle is this? Is this like some bad children's hairstyle? What sort of hairstyle that your hair is short at the back and long in front?" She was like, "You're shaving your head off." I'm not joking. She shaved my head off. I was in first year of university. She shaved my hair off. So this is just to give you an idea of how strict the environment I grew up in was. I dare not go home looking a certain way. So it was very, very conservative in that sense. And this was around the time when we had become teenagers. So my mom was a lot more, she was milder when we were a bit younger. There was a time when we were younger than that, we were able to braid our hair with attachments when we were in Lagos. But there was just something about that move that made her kind of change. So the rules were set. You couldn't wear trousers. You couldn't braid your hair with attachments. You couldn't cut your hair in a certain type of style. There were just things you couldn't do. But I still wanted to look beautiful. So everything was always a walk around that. And one of the ways to achieve that is when it's Sunday, going to church, I'll make sure that I look my absolute best. You would think I'm going for a pageantry. I'll look my absolute best. Beautiful church dresses, my hat, my hair will be well made. Obviously, you can't wear makeup, but my skin was still great at that time. So, yeah, and that was how I started to work things around. Let's do some actual clearing out because I feel like I've been talking a lot. So one thing I try to do is to keep a winter and a summer wardrobe so that everything is not just jumbled together. So I try to keep summer clothes separate from winter clothes, and then I can transition back and forth because, as you know, you can't wear clothes that will not keep you warm in winter, and in summer you wear lighter textured clothes. So I'm going to try to start. I think I've started up because we've gone on holiday a few times, so things have kind of gotten mixed up. Um, this is from a Nigerian designer. They are called NAC. They have a shop in Ikeja. Got really good outfits for men and women. NAC, NACK. I just love this that logo of a woman pounding. The is a hooded It's a hooded dress. I really love it, but I can't really wear it because it's short sleeve, so I can't really wear it now. So it's going to be folded away for now. Beautiful short black dress. Every lady must have a black dress in their wardrobe, whether it's short or it's long. Compulsory have a black dress because it's so versatile. You can use it for many things, wear it for many different occasions. So you need that. This is a denim jumpsuit and it's also short sleeve. So we folded away. I kind of have mixed things up a little bit. Um, this brown dress I've had for a while. I'm contemplating giving it away or selling it on Vinted. So I'm going to think about that. This is a pretty little thing dress, blue dress, and I think this is in their shape line. Okay, so if you don't know about pretty little thing shape, I'll tell you what that is. So if you look at this, you see that they've put a curve there for you. There's already it's been cut with a curve, especially if you're a lady who is bigger on the bottom. If you wear bodycon dresses, it kind of squeezes you up here because they haven't given you enough room for the hips. But what the shape line of Pretty Little Thing does is they've already given you that bit of curve there. It's already there. So it makes you look even nicer and curvier in their dresses. So they have a shape line. They do dresses, their shape trousers, jeans, their shape tops as well, where they really give the hourglass shape on the waist. So do check out the Pretty Little Thing shape. This is not an advert though, but Pretty Little Thing, call me. Um, I've had this for so long. This is the good thing about if you buy really good quality things, they'll last you for so long. And I tend to go for this quite a lot during winter because it's nice and cozy. Once I put my tights on it, it's yeah, I've had this. It must be 10 years that I've had it now. And I find it difficult to part away with things that makes me feel nice and cozy like this. Even though I feel like giving it away now, I still feel like keeping it all at the same time. So I can't really decide on this one. This one I need to put in my summer clothes, put it away with my summer clothes because it's very light, not for this weather. And this is a long sleeve black dress. Like I said, you need blacks. So I will keep this as part of the winter clothes. And this is another summer dress that needs to go into the uh, summer wardrobe. Needs to be stored away. It's very important to declutter as much as possible. Go through your wardrobe, things that you've not worn in a long time, give them away or sell them to another person. Um, yeah, I think this I'm going to give away. Had it for I bought this on Amazon in 2017. It was for my chartered secretary's graduation. I'll try to find a picture to insert. I bought this for my chartered secretary's graduation, and it was actually really cheap. It was a really affordable dress on Amazon at the time. I think it was like something between 10 and 20 pounds. And I've worn it so much after that. I've worn it a lot after that. And I think it's time to say goodbye. It's been good, but I think it's time to say goodbye. This is probably one of the more pricey ones in my wardrobe. Karen Millen blue dress. It looks really small. It looks like it's tiny, like I won't fit into it, but it stretches a lot. It stretches so much. It stretches a lot. It's one of those bodycon dresses that stretch quite a bit. Um, but at the same time, I feel like I've worn enough of it. So I think it's going to go to Vinted. I'll post it on Vinted and see if anyone likes it. So going back again to my story, I said I wanted to learn to make clothes. I made a go at that. Later in life, after I moved to the UK, I bought a sewing machine. I actually still have a sewing machine in the house. But after a while, I couldn't get the hang of it. The needle kept breaking, so I got frustrated because I had not learned properly from someone how to make clothes. The truth is, I don't really have the time anymore to do that, to go actually learn with someone how to make clothes. But still something that, if possible, I might still do. So at that time, what I did was I did some online courses on using the sewing machine and making a few. And I think I made a couple of outfits, like just simple A-line dresses with that sewing machine. But after a while, I got a bit frustrated with it. So that was the end of that. One thing I'm more interested in now is actually de- thinking of designs, thinking of what colors and prints work together, and just thinking of different designs. Sometimes the lady that makes clothes for me in Nigeria, if I give her a design, she might think, she first go like, will this work? And I say, don't worry, try it, this will work. So yeah, I think thinking of designs. I'm not the best at sketches, but I try to describe things the way I want it until I get what I want. I'm quite experimental when it comes to fashion and design and all of that. I'm not crazy about designer brands. I'm just all about what works, what will work for me, what will look good on my stature, what am I comfortable wearing? What else can we do? Can we do something different? Like my when we had my husband's 50th birthday party, I was like, I don't want to dress. I want trousers and a top for the outfit because usually people will wear the fully beaded dresses. I didn't want those. Like, I want trousers. So I like to think outside of the box when it comes to fashion and style and design and all of that. So when I was talking in my last video about how I used to go to um Yaba to pick outfits. That was something. We all know. Yeah, if you know about Yaba Ojiri, like these are where Igbo boys sell second-hand clothes that have been imported from abroad, and they sell them on the rail track. So they lay their basically put their wares on the train track. For people who live in Lagos, you know what I'm talking about. And it can get rough. Those guys can get rough with you. They'll be pulling you from every side. I kind of learned how to deal with them. I learned how to give a few punches, when they try because I needed to go there. That was the only way I could get close. I didn't know any other way. I didn't know any other place I could go to. So yeah, this was how I shop for my clothes. And that's my favorite t-shirt was a black t-shirt with like a green design on it, and I had a green skirt I used to wear with it. That was my favorite outfit fit to wear at that time. I just felt it looked really nice on me. So talking about going into uni and my love for Ankara and how I will use Ankara to make different type of dress designs. I will use Ankara to make like slippers, like footwear. Sometimes I'll use like damask design to make some outfits as well. I'll just give them to the tailor and say, "Can you make this and that out of it?" And yeah, it really worked. And people need to give other people. I feel like if some people will watch this now who knew me at that time, maybe they'll think back, and maybe some of them will regret how how maybe they thought I don't know how to explain this. So I'll give an example. There were some people who used to call me a name. They used to call me Ibile. Ibile literally translates to village girl, right? And they said it as a joke. And I didn't want them to know that I was hurt. So I played along. I'll say, yeah, that's who I am and all that. I'm not sure the reason why. It might be my dressing at the time. I had to always switch between braiding my hair when I'm in school and taking out the braids very, very quickly when I'm going home. So there was always something going on with my hair, and not having a lot of money to spend on that as well. So I'll go with whatever I could afford. And I was wearing a lot of my Ankara, like I said, because I didn't have too many options. I don't know if that was it. Maybe. But I went with that flow. So I wasn't like one of the posh. I wasn't one of the posh girls in uni. Definitely not. I wasn't. Um, and I wasn't trying to be. There was no reason to be. Some of them I've never been in places I've been in. They didn't grow up in the type of environments that I grew up in. They they've never tasted as much wealth as my parents have, but they were brought up in a different way than I was brought up in, if that makes sense. So this back to the name I had, Ibile. And for a long time I carried that in my mind thinking, why would these people be calling me village girl? It wasn't a popular thing, not like now that Zlatan calls himself Ibile. It's a thing now, but it wasn't a thing then. It was definitely an insult. I don't know if it was how I dressed, probably, but maybe sometimes it's good to give people grace because you really don't know where they're coming from, what they're going through, the reason why they do what they do. Uh, yeah, you need a good silk or satin top in your wardrobe or dress. Satin, silk, they make you look expensive and sophisticated. So yeah, you need those. So coming to the UK, obviously I didn't come with a lot of money, and as a student then I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to just go with what I had when it came to outfits. But my go-to then was Matalan. They had some really good quality like blouses and t-shirts. I bought mostly t-shirts, like plain t-shirts, but they had like t-shirts that were shaped as well. And I'll just get like just plain trousers and just mix the colors, and nice pair of trainers. At that time, all I had to go to was school, work, church. So I didn't need anything crazy. If I needed to go for any occasion, I'll get like a simple dress, and that's it. Not having so much. But as I started to get a little bit more, I feel like I went and I splurged a little bit too much, and I got everything, all sorts of things went out of control, and I wasn't really looking at style anymore. I was just going for anything that was on sale. That's something that you know you need to be careful of. Don't just go for things because they're on sale. Doesn't make any sense. If you don't need it, you don't need it. And the fact that they've reduced it from £100 to £1 doesn't make any sense to me if I don't need it. So so that's something I had to learn. Actually, I just was just going for anything and everything, and also I was still trying to figure out how to dress for the weather, how to switch from winter to summer. So I did a lot of, using the same clothes, my summer clothes for winter, but I'll just wear something underneath it. But it wasn't really making any sense because you'll still be cold anyway, and it just didn't fit into the weather. So that's why now I have a winter, summer wardrobe, and also your clothes can last longer that way because you're only wearing it for certain months of the year. You're wearing this set for certain months of the year, and you just keep switching them over, and then you don't get too used to seeing them. It's like when you see them in summer again, it's almost like brand new, or when you see them in the next winter, it's almost like brand new because you've not worn them for a while. So it's always good to do that. So then after a while, I started to balance and start to know what shops have the things that work for me. Now we have the Shane, but before the Shane, it was quite a bit. It was challenging to try to find things. So it was either you're going to Marks and Spencers or Matalan, New Look. Yeah, those were kind of the main places. H&M, things like that. But now you got Shane where you can go get everything. Also, no matter what you're looking for, you find it in Shane. But at that time, you had to really shop around to get like a variety of things. So if you wanted like your office clothes, Marks and Spencers, like some proper going out dresses, Marks and Spencers, maybe TK Maxx as well, and also Next. Next sale was a big thing for me at the time. I will save money just to go for next sales, especially for the kids as well. So next was one place. And then if you just needed like the casual things, you can go to like New Look, even Primark, places like that to get just the casual stuff. But now we've got the Shein, and you can get everything, all sorts of different things. Obviously, that's not where I get all my things from. I actually don't have that many clothes from Shein. But I know what works for me. Like Pretty Little Thing works for me. Boohoo, those are the kind of places I like to shop. And sometimes I try to find those hidden gems in TK Maxx. I once bought a dress from TK Maxx for I think £18. And by the time I checked out the price of that dress online, it's a designer dress, it was around 400, £500. That's the actual price online. But somehow it landed in TK Maxx and I got it for like £18. So yeah, spend some time in TK Maxx to find those hidden gems, those designer labels that they've brought down so low. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to tidying up. Zara. I don't know. I feel like I want to let go, but my mind is saying hold on to it. So I can't really decide. This shirt I took from my husband just because of the design that looks like a Burberry, and I've styled it a few different ways. I took this off my husband as well. Don't be shy, ladies, to take shirts off your man and style them. Yeah. Beautiful Zara shirt. I love the way they did the front there. Going back, had this Pretty Little Thing set, trousers and shirts for a while. I think it's time to say goodbye. This came as a shirt, as a set, um, shirt and trousers, but I ended up burning the trousers with the iron, so I had the shirts left. And I think it's time to say goodbye as well. So I really like this top because it's like a crop denim. Girls, ladies, do not be afraid of crop tops. People are so scared of crop tops, like, oh, my tummy is going to show. Don't be scared of it. Don't be afraid of crop tops. Crop tops will do you more good than that oversized top you're wearing to try to hide your tummy. The crop top will actually hide it better. Just make sure it's a crop top that's not too short. So as you can see, this one is still long enough. I don't know if you can see. It's still long enough to get to where the trousers start. Your tummy is not going to show. So don't be afraid. Don't be scared. When you see a shirt like this or a top like this on the rack in the shop, don't be scared. Pick it up. Pick it up. Try it on. It works. Don't be scared of your crop tops, crop shirts, whatever. They give you a really good shape. So it shapes you really well. Just make sure you wear like high waisted trousers so that it lands just on the trousers. It works like magic. It hides that tummy better than that oversized top you're wearing. So don't be scared. I'm going to keep in my winter, even though it's short sleeve. I can still wear like a long sleeve underneath, like a long sleeve. I don't know, shirt, blouse or shirt or something, or t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt under, and it will be fine. So all of these, as you can see, soft fabrics going in the. They will all go in the summer wardrobe. So, like I said, I was waiting to be grown up to try out so many things, like to buy my own outfits and shop and all of that. Some kind of iconic grown up moments that I remember. There was one that one of my classmates at the time, her mom had just come back from America and bought her some clothes. Her mom bought her I think it was a three-piece suit, black, with some really nice details, but it was too big for her. She was quite petite. It was too long, too big for her, so she couldn't wear it. And she was trying to sell it off to someone. So I just happened to be in the same room when she was talking to somebody about it. And my now husband, who was my fiancé then, was there in the room, and he was like, "You should buy that." And I'm like, "I don't know if I can pay for that. Something that came from America and all that." And girl was like, "No, I'm gonna give you a really good price for it." At that time, I think she sold it to me 5,000 naira at the time, and I couldn't even pay once. I think I paid her twice for that, and I wore that suit for my university graduation and also for my call to bar from law school. I wore the same one because I liked it so much. So I kind of think of it as kind of an iconic grown-up moment. It was probably one of the most expensive items I had at the time. So that was one iconic moment. Another one was when I was going into law school and my dad had given me some money. Like I said, he won't give you money for clothes, but he will give you money for upkeep, for books. So he gave me money for like registration when I get to law school and anything I needed to do when I get to law school. But I knew how much I needed to spend for registration, so I set aside an amount to get some clothes for myself. So a boutique had just opened in Abeokuta at that time, and I got some really good outfits. Obviously, they had to be compliant with law school rules, so they were black and white, but they were really good pieces that I wore. And I knew how to like keep my clothes. So you won't even know that I'm wearing the same thing over and over again because I'm going to mix and match in a way that you will not even recognize it. So one good thing is have pieces that you can mix and match. So you can switch things, switch this top to this trouser, this skirt to this jacket, this dress to this things that you can switch and they won't be easily recognizable that you're wearing exactly the same thing. That's the best way to shop for items. I'm going to do another a video shortly on some styling tips. It's going to be like a full blown one on all of the tips you can think of, and we're going to cover age groups. We're going to cover what type of work do you do, so what type of outfits would you need, what type of places do you go to, and what type of things would you need, how do you need to mix and match, just different areas of styling and how to style outfits and accessories as well. So it's going to be like your full masterclass on styling tips. So I'm going to do a video shortly on that. Probably going to record it over the weekend. It's going to come out soon. Karl Lagerfeld, another black dress. Um, I'll add this to my summer wardrobe because it's short sleeve as well. Another short sleeve black dress for the summer wardrobe. If you keep all your clothes in the wardrobe at the same time, there are things like dust that would affect them, and it could it, dust could start to affect the color. And then because everything is there all together, you might forget about certain items. So it's always good to clear out. Always a good idea to clear out. If you watch there's a video I did on Instagram on dressing up a blazer dress, styling a blazer dress. That was the blazer dress I used, and this was one of the dresses I wore under it. I really love this. I'll still keep this in the wardrobe. So that's going to go back into the wardrobe. This blazer dress I've had for so long as well. Always good to get. I think this must have been TK Maxx. TK Maxx is a good place to get good quality things. I know you have to dig through all of the things to get what you're looking for, but I think it's worth it. It's worth the time that you spend digging through. Um, keep this in the winter wardrobe, definitely. So how did I start to braid my hair in my conservative home? This is a story I wrote on my Facebook page a couple of years ago. So as I said, I had hair that was quite difficult to manage, difficult to take care of. So when I finished uni, graduated, I'd gone to law school, I'd served, I was at home, but I was working, and I just got really frustrated with my hair because all I could do was washing and setting. Whoever remembers that, washing and setting, and my hair was never long enough to put in a bun. Story for another day. So I just really struggled with my hair, and then one day I got really frustrated. My mom had gone to work because she was still working at that time, and I just decided, you know what, this is the day I braid my hair with attachments. So I walked to a salon nearby on the street. I bought attachments, and I said to the lady, "Can you do shuku for me?" Yeah, if you don't know what shuku is, I'll insert a picture. So yeah, she did what we call Ghana weaving now for me, cornrows in shuku style, and that's what I did. And I came back home, and my mom came back from work. She saw me and she was like, "What did you do? You put attachments in your hair, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yes, I did." And if you want to make a big deal out of it, I will make a big deal out of it by calling all the neighbors on you. That your daughter who has graduated with flying colors out of uni and is now working cannot braid her hair. And I was already engaged, had a fiancé at the time. So what? So she was like, okay, and then she calmed down. And then she said, "Oh, you should have told me." I said, "No, I don't have to tell you anything anymore now." I think I must have been around 24 or 25 years old at that time. I was like, "No, I don't have to." And then what did I really do? Just braid my hair with attachment. What is the big deal? What is in the attachment? Like, I had some leftover attachment. I showed it to her. I said, "See, touch it. There's no evil spirit in it. So what is the problem?" Like, there's nothing wrong with it. And there was a time we used to braid our hair with attachment when we were like 10, something like that. And you didn't have a problem with it. What's changed? Who are you trying to please? I know. So yeah, that was how I started. And then I started to braid my hair from then on. Oh, there's a story I haven't talked about. So by the time I started dating my now husband, because we met in uni, um, he started buying me a few clothes. Yes. So he got me a few outfits. There was this neighbor of mine who was selling clothes as a side hustle as a student then. So his aunt will send him clothes from America and then he will sell to fellow students. So he brought some clothes. He had brought them to me before and I was like, I don't have any money to pay you. Just carry your clothes and go. And then there was a time when my husband then was with me. My husband was my boyfriend or fiancé at the time, and he was with me and he said, "Oh, okay, I'll pick what you want, I'll pay for it." So yeah, he bought me a few outfits and he's always been quite fashionable as well. So I learned quite a lot from him. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that when it comes to fashion and all that. So he'll buy me a few outfits here and there. Orange shirt. This is a two-piece set from Zara. I've had this for a while, for a long, long while. I think it's time to say goodbye. It's another Zara top that I really, really like. Anytime I wear this, everyone compliments me. And I can wear, the way I style it is I wear a long sleeve t-shirt under it in the same color of gray. So it looks like it's come together as one piece. And as you can see, it's a type of crop shirt, but you see, it's that type of crop top that complements you really well. My coat of many colors. Got this from Shein, and it's very warm and cozy as well. Crop jackets from Guess. This is one of the pricier ones in the wardrobe, one of the pricey items in the wardrobe. Um, but I've had it for so many years as well. It's good to have those pieces that last you for so long, many years. And my going out dresses are not in this wardrobe, so my really big outfit dresses, I store them away in bags that so that dust doesn't go in them. So they're stored away in like bags, you know. So, and because how many times do I really go to parties? So like any big outings, that's the thing about living in the UK, especially if you know one of those that have like friends that throw parties all the time. In a year, sometimes maybe you go for one party, really. So, and our church is quite laid back, so we don't wear like all the big dresses, church dresses. You can go in with your joggers and trainers. So, yeah, my outing dresses are basically stored away. Now that Zara shirt, I feel like I bought a lot of Zara. This was the dress I wore for my British citizen ceremony. It wasn't a ceremony. It was, yeah, like the where you swear and all that. So this is what I wore. Um, some Oasis, and it's a gorgeous dress that I'm going to keep for a very long time. Like shirts, shackets. I think that's what they call them. Is it shacket? So it's a mix between a shirt and a jacket. Yeah. So what's my style? What do I like? I like comfort. I like to be comfortable. I like something that fits my shape and stature. Um, so I like something that actually complements my stature than go against it. So I'm always looking for something that works for my shape and stature. I've got fuller arms, so I'm always careful about that. I'm bigger on the bottom, always careful about that. So anything that complements my stature, anything that's comfortable, and something that is not expected, something slightly outside of the box, but still looks really good. I like colors, but at the same time, I also like the nude colors as well. So when it comes to colors, I like the pinks, blue, some green, just a particular shade of green. I don't really like green all that much, but I also want pieces that I can mix and match, use for different type of occasions. So I always tend to have some blacks and some grays as well. This, I don't know what I was thinking when I got it from a next sale. I can never find the right way to style it. So it's going to have to go. I try to style it, but it just never really works. Whichever way I try to style it, just always looks frumpy on me. So it's going to, I think I'm going to try to sell this on Vinted.
Building my faith up and moving from grace to grudge, from pride to hide, starting out in hope, and I'll be doing.
This is another top that I always struggle with styling. I just can't find the right way to style it. I don't like where the sleeves stop. Doesn't compliment me very much. So I'm going to try to sell this on Vinted. Always have these storage bags for like white and delicate clothes. So thank you to those ladies, those women who shaped my idea of fashion, or who left that mark in my mind when it comes to fashion and style and looking good as a woman. A very big thank you to them. I don't know where all of them are at the moment, but I wish them well wherever they are. I hope they are still as stylish as I knew them at the time. And one thing we must all remember is children are watching, the younger people are watching you, they're watching what you do, how you do things. It might be how you take care of your family or how you take care of your home. Maybe when they come to your house, they like how you cook and make sure that the house is good, or how you take care of people. It might be how you are at your place of work in your career. They might admire, the fact that you're a career woman and all that. But just remember that young people are looking, they're watching, and they take inspiration. And sometimes young people will decide to do certain things because of one adult in their life that they see doing that. So always remember that they are watching, and make sure you are receptive to all the young people around you. You inspire them in any way that you can think of. You know, be be approachable as well to them, and try to help as much as you can. If it's like getting into careers, helping with jobs, giving career advice, just be as helpful as you can, giving tips about any area of life. Make sure that you're receptive to them because they're watching, and you don't know what impacts you're making in the lives of people around you. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here and just continue with storing away things that I need to store away. I've done a bit of clear up, but it's been nice talking to you. And like I said, please do share my videos, like, comments, and let's talk. I'm really trying to get my watch hours up, so please do make sure you watch the video to the end and share with people. Hopefully you've watched to the end. If you're here, if you're still here, you have watched to the end. So thank you for staying through till the end, and I appreciate you so much. Like I said, I'm going to do a video where I talk about a lot of styling tips, different type of styling tips and ideas, and little things that will help you in that styling journey, so that you're not just buying clothes that you're not going to wear and just filling up your wardrobe and saying I don't have anything to wear. So yeah, I'm going to do a video on that, and I hope it's going to help somebody. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.